Theodore.
There's another story coming right up, and you can always learn more about Theodore Tugboat on the internet. Find us through PBS Online.
Pushing and a pulling in the great big harbor, in the great big world is so much fun. So many brand new things to discover. Waking with the sun, gotta get the job done. Oh, Theodore and Emily, Voda, Hank and George, and the harbor master too.
Hello. I've just been down to pick up my mail, and I got this package. Come look. It's a big picture album that I've been waiting for. See, I'm going to make a special Big Harbor picture book. And I'm going to paste pictures of everyone who visits the harbor right in here. There's Theodore. Oh, let's go. Oh, look at Emily. Yes. Excuse me. I almost forgot. Thank you, Hillary. Thank you. See, Hillary delivers the mail. And it's very important to thank everyone when they do something for you. The tugboats, well, they didn't always see it that way. Oh, no. You know, not too long ago, they had a little trouble with our good friend, Guysborough, the grumpy garbage barge. Voduk was giving everyone a shower with his fire hose. You see, today, the tugs all wanted to look extra shipshape. Today, Canso Colossus, the king of all supertankers, was coming to visit the big harbor. Spray me too, Voduk, shouted Hank. Spray me. Here it comes. Whee, giggled Hank. It tickles. What a wonderful day, smiled Emily. And we haven't even done anything yet. That's a rotten day, a grumpy voice said. It was Guysborough, the garbage barge. Theodore was pulling him along, collecting garbage from here and there in the harbor. And I've done plenty already, continued Guysborough. Most of it extremely stinky and steamy. You see, Guysborough is a very grumpy garbage barge. Just then, the tugs heard a deep, powerful horn. Canso Colossus was entering the harbor. Theodore, frowned George, you better finish moving Guysborough later so you can help bring our special guest in. Theodore quickly took Guysborough back to his dock. Now you stay right there while we bring in Canso Colossus, said Theodore. I'm a garbage barge, griped Guysborough. Can't move by myself anyway. Not that I want to. Nowhere worth going in the first place. Guysborough is very grumpy today, Theodore thought to himself. But he quickly forgot about his friend. He really wanted to meet Canso Colossus. The tugs had just started to bring in Canso Colossus, king of all the supertankers. George was leading the great ship on a tour.
There's the oil refinery,
He boomed in his biggest voice.
It's really huge.
That's Willie's Island, said Emily, where Lily the Lighthouse lives.
Over there's the repair dock, said Voduk. A very safe place.
Each tug wanted to show Canso their favorite thing about the harbor. That's Fundy the fishing boat, called Hank. Hank, whispered George, we're only showing Canso important things. The tugs all wanted to hear what Canso Colossus, king of all the supertankers, liked best about the big harbor. But Canso still hadn't said anything. Theodore hurried along to the back of the supertanker to help Hank push. Canso really doesn't say much, Hank whispered to Theodore.
This is the cleanest harbor I've ever seen,
Said Canso suddenly. The tugs were all a bit surprised, because Canso had a kind of a squeaky voice for a king.
Well, said George slowly, yes, I guess it is sort of clean.
It's very important to have a clean harbor.
Canso went on in his kind of squeaky voice.
I don't like it when there's lots of yucky stuff floating around.
Oh, there's never any yucky stuff in our harbor, said Foduck.
It's a very clean harbor, Theodore called from the back. The cleanest harbor anywhere, added Emily. It's fresh, shouted Hank. Fresh was the only thing he could think of, and besides, it was such a terrific sounding word.
I guess we're just lucky,
concluded George. Now, at that very moment, they were passing the junk dock and Guysborough.
Just lucky?
Grumbled Guysborough. He had heard what George said.
Well, who do they think keeps this harbor clean anyway? Not the tugboats.
Nope, said Jasper, the junk dock. Of course, nope is all Jasper ever says.
If it wasn't for me,
Griped Guysborough.
this harbor'd be full of stinky, steamy old garbage, and don't think it wouldn't.
Nope, said Jasper.
Just what I thought.
Concluded Guysborough.
Well, from now on, I won't pick up any more garbage. We'll just see how clean things are around here. Not very.
Nope, said Jasper.
I thought so, too.
Said Guysborough. The following morning, bright and early, Theodore went to get Guysborough to collect garbage around the harbor as usual.
I'm not working today.
Snapped Guysborough as soon as he saw Theodore coming towards him. Well, Theodore tried hard not to smile, but a little grin peeped through anyway. Now I can go visit Cancel Colossus, Theodore thought to himself. Great, he shouted out loud.
Great.
Asked Guysborough. Have a great day, Guysborough.
See?
Said Guysborough.
No one cares about me.
Nope, said Jasper.
I thought so, too.
Theodore happily puffed towards Canso. I don't have any work today, he called to the king of all supertankers, so I can visit you.
Well, that's Jim Dandy,
replied Cancel Colossus in his kind of squeaky voice.
We can float right here together and enjoy this nice, clean harbor.
Well, to Theodore, that sounded like a wonderful kingly idea, enjoying the harbor.
Hey, what's that?
Said Canso suddenly, sounding very worried. To his surprise, Theodore saw something stinky and steamy floating right there in the water. Stammered Theodore nervously.
Yucky stuff.
Concluded Canso.
I don't like yucky stuff. It sticks to my hull. Not good.
Yes, no, said Theodore. He really didn't know what else to say. He had never noticed any garbage in the water before. The big harbor is usually very clean, he said.
Oh, well, this is terrible. Terrible.
Groaned Canso.
It's not right for a king to float in the middle of a mess. Theodore, I want to leave the harbor. Please go and get the other tugboats and take me out at once.
Oh, no, gasped Theodore. But he had to agree. Things really did seem, well, kind of yucky.
I suppose you tugboats better get going then,
said the dispatcher, after Theodore had told him the bad news.
If Canso wants to leave our harbor, there's nothing we can do to stop him.
But why does he want to leave? Asked Emily. Canso says the big harbor is a big mess, explained Theodore.
There does seem to be a lot of garbage around here lately,
said the dispatcher. The other tugs sadly headed off to get Canso. Why is our harbor so yucky all of a sudden? Theodore wondered out loud.
When you float in the harbor, remember the ocean,
A familiar voice said. It was Fundy, the fishing trawler. Now, Fundy always says strange things. When you float in the harbor, remember the ocean, Theodore repeated to himself, trying to understand what Fundy meant. Well, the harbor is usually full of water, thanks to the ocean that fills it up. And the water is usually clean, thanks to Guysborough. Suddenly, Theodore knew there was a way to stop Cancel Colossus from leaving the harbor. and to get rid of the stinky, steamy mess, too. And it was up to him. Guysborough, shouted Theodore. Why won't you pick up garbage anymore?
I just won't.
Replied Guysborough grumpily. Nope, added Jasper the junk doc. Of course, nope is all Jasper ever says. Just then, they heard Canso's deep whistle. Theodore could see the other tugs beginning to take the great supertanker out of the harbor. But Guysborough, Theodore went on, we need you.
Well, no one needed me before.
Grumbled Guysborough. Nope, added Jasper.
Just what I thought.
Said Guysborough. Theodore suddenly smiled. You stay right there, Guysborough, he called, and raced off towards the other tugs.
I'm a garbage barge.
Griped Guysborough.
Can't move by myself anyway. Not that I want to. Nowhere worth going in the first place.
Nope, added Jasper.
I thought so too,
said Guysborough. A little while later, Guysborough was just settling in for a nice, long, grumpy mood when he saw an incredible sight. All the tugs were leading a giant supertanker straight towards him. Hello, Guysborough, whistled the tugs.
Hello,
replied Guysborough in a surprised but still grumpy voice. The tugs gathered round Guysborough. Guysborough couldn't figure out what everyone was doing there. No one ever visited him.
Are you the garbage barge who used to keep this harbor so nice and clean?
The giant supertanker said.
Well, yes, I guess I was,
replied Guysborough. He kept the harbor very clean, said Theodore.
Cleanest harbor in the whole world,
roared George proudly. And fresh, added Hank. Fresh was still the only word Hank could think of, and it always sounded so terrific.
Well, I'm certainly glad to meet you, Guysborough,
continued Canso.
And I certainly hope you can get rid of all this yucky stuff soon. It was much nicer here before.
Well, I thought no one noticed,
Guysborough said in an unusually soft voice.
I guess we really didn't,
admitted George. But we're really glad you always collect the garbage, said Emily. And we guess we never really told you before, added Theodore. Now, you couldn't actually tell, but Guysborough almost kind of smiled. Oh, it was a very small, rotten little smile, but it was a smile.
Well, what are you just floating there for, Theodore?
Said Guysborough.
We've got garbage to collect.
Well, he didn't have to ask Theodore twice. With a cheerful toot-toot of his whistle, he was off with Guysborough to collect the garbage again. Everyone blew their whistles to say, "Thanks, Guysborough. Good work."
Well,
grumbled Guysborough.
I couldn't do it without Jasper.
Nope, said Jasper.
Just what I thought,
said Guysborough.
You know, I think the first picture that I'm going to put in my new Big Harbor picture book is going to be Guysborough, the grumpy garbage barge. Right there. And then I'll paste the others in. I'll paste in Theodore and Emily and George. Yeah. Thanks for visiting us here in the Big Harbor. And we'll see you all again next time. That's a good idea. Oh, I almost forgot. The most important picture in my new Big Harbor picture book. Yours. But you have to do something for me. You have to say seaweed